Hello, everyone, and welcome to Art Friends. We are friends who like art, and today I'm joined by
Coda, that is me.
Yes, Opalia.
That is her.
Hee-Haw. And today we're turning into a fan channel because we're talking about Pokemon. Gotta catch them all, am I right? I sure hope we're not going to get copyrighted.
I don't think you can get copyrighted for talking about something.
Don't give them any ideas, Coda.
Pokemon Company just starts suing conversations.
Yes, that's how it
I
works.
heard the word Charmander.
Excuse
My
me, did you just say Charmander? I'm going to have to take all the monetization of this conversation.
My favorite Pokemon, Lawsuit.
Yeah, he evolves into Supreme Court.
Mega Evolution is prison. But anyhow, today we're talking about Pokemon, and more specifically Gen 1 Pokemon, because Opalia has a random number generator that'll generate numbers in between 1 and 1.
Who has that?
Yes, that is
God dang it.
But even more specifically, we are talking about the designs of Gen 1 Pokemon. We're not going to go into stats or actual battle mechanics. We're just talking about the designs.
Imagine playing Pokemon games, Coda.
Imagine. Not like, I haven't played any Pokemon games. That's for nerds.
Wait, you didn't play Pokemon?
No, I have. I was trying to seem cool. I'm sorry.
I haven't. Guess I'm the only cool one here. I played Pokemon Tower Defense, Absolute Scrub Lords.
Yeah, I remember from the first episode.
Well, obviously you didn't do a good job of defending it because I beat the battle tree.
Oh!
Coda, this is giving me PTSD because I was losing so much at the battle tree. Coen was seeing it.
Yeah, that Rotom absolutely destroyed her.
A little kiss whooped my ass. Oh my god, that Rotom! Coda, wait, do you know the attack double team?
Yes.
Oh my god, he used it so many times, I couldn't even attack one time, and then he just killed my whole team. I was so mad, I'm still mad, and this is like 1 week ago.
How to make a podcast episode turn into an Opalia rant 101.
Mention either Krita or Pokemon.
No, Coda, what have you done?
Not Pokemon Rotom, actually Heat Rotom. It's the fire type, obviously I hate him.
So yeah, we're going to be talking about Pokemon designs, and in order to talk about designs, and make it as fun as possible, we have a random number generator that goes all the way from 1 to 151, and depending on the number we'll get, we'll take that Pokédex entry, the Pokemon that fits that Pokédex entry number, and talk about its design for a bit, and then move on to the next one. And at the end, we all have our favorite and least favorite Pokemons picked out, and we're going to kind of talk about why we like those designs so much, kind of go into the design, what they did right and wrong with that. So would you guys like to get the first number?
Yeah.
All right, give me a drum roll. And the first number with that incredible drum roll is 149.
Let's see.
9 is Dragonite.
Dragonite is best boy.
That's a...
Oh, it's like a dragon, but thick.
It's the chunky dragon, and he looks so friendly.
The one thing I have to say about Dragonite's design is that his wings kind of bother me, because they're way too small for him to fly, but he's just able to fly easily. It's
Yes, so
Dragon
let's just get this out of the way. Do you guys like Dragonite? Because I love him. He has a great design.
He's good.
I don't hate him. Honestly, I haven't used him often enough. Like, when I was playing the games, I kind of never had a Dragonite.
Yeah, but you can still like his design even though you've never used him.
Yeah, I think his design is pretty decent. I like the orange and the blue.
I'm looking on Google here, and generally he's a very friendly Pokemon. Of course, his shape language is extremely round, mixed in with a few cubes. You can see that particularly in his front, with all the ridges. They're basically just stretched cubes on his belly.
Okay,
but generally, it's very, very round and friendly. But if I'm looking through Google here and at lots of different images, and I've noticed that when he gets angrier, his eyes become edgier. They become more triangular, and in his resting position they are very round and friendly. So that's what jumps out to me immediately, the nice shape language. Also
Yeah.
complementary colors.
I think this guy's shape language is great for another reason too, because he is very powerful. He is a super powerful Pokemon, and circles being soft and squishy and approachable make him look friendly, but he still needed that power aspect, so they were like, let's give him some sharp claws and a little horn on his head and some sharp wings,
Yeah.
and that makes him look angrier and more powerful, so that when he is angry and is going on whatever power surge, whatever you want to call it, angry rant or whatever, where you destroy things, it isn't unfitting.
Yeah. I do feel like he's kind of disconnected from his other two like pre-evolutions, but that's not regarding the general design.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Opalia? What do you think about him?
Honestly, I don't have a big opinion about Dragonite because, as I said, I never have seen it that much, but I think it's a pretty decent design. It just one thing that I have to say that is kind of negative about it. It's pretty much a snake that turns into a dragon. That kind of feels weird.
Mm-hmm. It is a more snaky-esque dragon, like the way the tail and body are one big shape is snake-esque.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, as I said, it feels a bit disjointed from his pre-evolutions.
Yeah. Next
I
one.
also love his snout. It makes me happy.
So
It's a
overall,
good thing.
is this design good or bad? I think it's good.
I think it's one of the stronger ones.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and we've decided that it's mostly good due to very good, strong shape language. They
Yeah.
knew what they were doing.
So let's see. Next Pokemon.
Next, give me a better drum roll.
At better.
Better. I'm
Okay,
sorry, but
let
you
me
can
give
top
you
that
one.
last one.
Coda. No, Coen. You're always like covering up my drum roll.
Yeah, because mine's better.
I feel
No.
offended.
I'm kidding.
Nah. We're gonna have a drum roll feud now. We got Pokemon number 75, which is Graveler.
I think his face looks a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the most confused shape language we've seen out of all of them, because it's like he's angry and dangerous, but he's also just a giant circle with squares all over him.
I mean, the squares do get the sturdy part across.
Yeah, because he's a
And
giant
they-
boulder, but I don't think he should just be a giant circle as a shape.
Yeah, he could have been more square, I think. I've always seen this one as like the weird middle evolution.
Yeah, I don't think they did a good as job as the other two as making it iconic and recognizable because of two things. One, its silhouette is literally just like a circle with two kind of arms sticking out. Like it's not a recognizable silhouette.
Another thing I find really strange is that the first evolution is usually a boulder with two arms. Now it gets feet and two extra arms. And then its final evolution is just a circle with two arms, two legs, and then a lizard head. I feel like that's a bit of a weird transition.
Yeah, most definitely.
Also that like weird shape above the eyebrows is a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a confusing design because like you look at it and you're like, "Oh, what's that thing above the eyes? Is that sticking out, back up? What are those arms doing? You know, are they glued to it? It's a confusing design. There's too many things."
I mean, it's confusing, but I do kind of like it. And it isn't overwhelming. I don't mind it that much.
It's a good middle since you don't
Yeah.
see it that long. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, I think they hit a weird middle ground between too many elements, but also bland because it's a single solid color, and it's just kind of covered in random texture. So it's like too much, but also
Yeah.
not enough because there's not enough difference. There's not enough variety and visual interest, but at the same time, it's like they just kept adding lines and kept adding little designs, and it got too much.
I think the Alolan version is pretty fun though. Reminds me a bit of Wolverine.
I haven't seen the
That's
Alolan
okay.
version. Oh wait, I have. It's the one with the yellow gems in it, right?
Yeah, and it has like stones on it. You should look it up right now. It has like
Yeah.
metal shards on its arms.
The Alolan version, I think, is much better because it
Yeah.
adds visual interest. It has different colors, it has different things that work nicely together. It doesn't just keep adding tiny rocks. Or, hey, let's throw in 2 more arms that never get used because it makes it look more interesting.
It does simplify the arms.
But guys, that's a later generation.
Shh.
I think it's fine to just talk about things we want to talk about.
We're breaking all the rules.
Makes rules just to break them. Jeez.
Last week we stole, this time we're breaking the rules.
Oh, we are going to get arrested eventually, but let's not worry about that.
It doesn't matter right now.
Alright, does anybody else want to say anything about Graveler? Do you guys think this is a good or bad design? I personally think it's not that good.
Yeah.
I think it's... Nah.
It's pretty bland.
It
Yeah.
is a lot better than the worst of Gen 1 in my opinion though.
Yeah, Gen 1 had a couple bad designs, but we'll get into those later, unless the wheel decides differently. Drum roll, please, for the next number.
Coen, I'm going to fly to the Netherlands.
I got 26. Alright,
Okay,
Raichu.
It's Raichu. Say, do I even have a job left, Coda? Why did I even open this list? Jeez. It's Raichu.
What do you guys think about Raichu?
I really like him a lot.
He's made to be a cute Pokemon.
Yeah, true.
He's
But-
just like Pikachu, but with a different shape language, honestly.
Yeah, his shape language is confusing.
I mean, I like it a lot though. I don't like the ears. The ears are a bit
I was about to say the same
confusing.
thing.
The ears could be should be simplified, you know.
The ears are the
Quite
only
strange.
part that I really like about it.
Well, you gotta think about intent here, and it was intended to be a rodent, but the ears make it look like some kind of aquatic creature.
Or plants.
Yeah,
Like,
the little swirls.
I
I
do
think it
really
looks more
love
like
the
a
tail.
cable.
I really love the freaking
The tail
tail.
is so fun. The ears look like a cable to you?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, it gives me more of a cable vibe than
That
like those
works.
little swirls on the bottom. But I actually really dislike the tail.
Alright, time to fight.
I really like the tail. It
I
looks like
do
a
too.
cable.
Also, I think the feet look a little bit too much like bunny feet.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, he is supposed to be fast.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be a rat.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but like it can evolve from a rat into a bunny, right? And I mean it's still rodent-esque anatomy, and it does make him look faster than
Would you call a
Pikachu.
bunny a rodent?
I would.
I think they might be. Let me Google that.
Like not technically a
Aren't
rodent,
bunnies
but
like
similar.
prey animals?
I mean rodents can be prey animals.
Yeah, technically, I think Google is saying rabbits are not rodents.
Ha!
I mean they're still similar.
Yeah, they are.
No.
And I think the rabbit feet make them look faster,
Yeah.
like rabbits, and that was probably the intent because electricity is fast. You want this character to look speedy.
I'm not sure why they got rid of the red cheeks and yellow design though.
Yeah,
those-
so I think we need to think about the intent for this type of design, which would be
Yeah.
fast rodent who's electric. I think they flopped on the ears. The ears don't look fast, electric, or rodent.
I like the ears.
I mean they look good, but they don't work with the design. But we all know that it's going to get overshadowed by Pikachu.
Yes.
Sadly.
It could have used some red, like Pikachu's cheeks.
Yeah.
It could have used, because it's all yellows and orange and brown is just like a type of orange, so it gets kind of boring.
Honestly, I like that kind of monochrome feel.
Uh-huh.
Opali's just disagreeing on all of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Opalia,
I
can
love
you
it.
elaborate more a bit on why you like this? I feel like Coen and I have been cutting you off with our opinions on why we don't like certain parts of it.
Honestly, I don't like Raichu overall. The thing is, I kind of like this more monochrome design because it still gets some interest with the darker and lighter colors with the yellow and brown, you know?
Yeah, good values.
The only things that I dislike, for example, are its hands, like it's missing the fingers, and it just looks like it has like put its hands into pudding.
Yeah,
Like
especially
chocolate
since
pudding.
Pikachu also had like finger thingies.
So did
and this one
Pichu.
doesn't.
It was like as evolution goes, the animal was just like, yeah, who needs fingers?
Yeah.
Also, I think the tail is kind of weird for a rodent, at least for me. It is because like it's a long tail, but then in the end it has such a big like surface
True, but
where
it's
you could
like
just easily step on and like keep it from running away,
that's the
which would
same with
be
Pikachu though.
well, yeah, but Pikachu at least can like doesn't have such a long tail.
Oh, that's
That's true.
right, because rodents have short tails so that things can't grab them. But this is a
Bless
rodent
you.
that could be grabbed by the tail.
Exactly. So
Then again, it would probably be able to shock whatever grabbed its tail. So
yeah. Overall, I think bunny feet are weird. The ears are okay. The tail's kind of weird, and the hands are kind of weird. I like the monochrome
Yeah,
design,
I feel like the
but I
bunny
don't.
feet could have worked if they would have changed the hands.
yeah,
Yeah, that
definitely.
would have maybe helped.
Because right now it's like two nubs and then realistic feet.
I feel like it also has like the same face as Pikachu.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it's a little bit derpier, which makes it lovable. my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's true.
So
I like Raichu.
overall, do you guys like Raichu?
I like him.
Yes and no.
I think it's meh. It's like they got some things right, but they got some things wrong. It's not cohesive is the biggest issue. It's like they had 4 different ideas for designs and we're like, let's do all of them.
Yeah. I do really love the tail. Still. Flows ridiculously good. Sorry,
Anyways.
Opalia, it just makes me happy.
Next drum roll, I guess.
Yes, both of you, drum roll. Alright, I think Coen might have won that one. Our next Pokemon is 34.
34, that's Nidoking.
Nidoking. Oh, Cohen's gonna like this one. Alright, so opinions, is it
Look at
good,
him.
is it bad? What do you guys think?
I'm opening it in a new tab so I can get a better look.
I'll let
look at it.
Opalia talk first, because I have a lot to say about this one.
Alright.
Oh boy. Okay, so Nido. Why did it open Nidoran mail? 1 second. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I really like the purple because, favorite color. But I kind of dislike the desaturated turquoise in its ears. I don't know, it should be like, it almost fits, like it's almost correct in my opinion. Then things I can see is, for example, it has similar eyes to Charizard.
Yeah, but a lot of Pokemon in Gen 1 had
Yeah.
those kind of like triangle eyes. So I'm
That's
good.
true.
And they work really well for making him look angrier and aggressive and
That's true.
stronger in a way.
Overall, I think because of the chest piece and overall roundness, it looks female in a way. Like too rounded and female for me. Also, the hands are kind of very stubby and round, which also kind of makes it look a little bit more cuddly. Like, obviously, the claws are not cuddly, but the rest kind of looks cuddly with the literal circle as shoulders and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So, overall, it would be a design that I
I
don't
think-
like as much.
I think a thing with Pokemon is that regardless of how dangerous or aggressive the Pokemon is, they do need to keep an element of friendliness due to the context, because it's still a friendly RPG kids game, although the audience is mostly
Adult
20.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind
But
of grew up with Pokemon, you know?
Yeah.
True.
But you're right, Cohen. The designs, every time there's circles where there shouldn't be, that is an element of they had to keep it friendly looking for kids.
That's true, but like especially in later generations, we will see Pokemon that don't have that
That's true.
approachableness. So I don't get why they. I guess because it's the very first generation, they had to keep it as friendly as possible to like get a wider audience.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
then later they could branch out a bit more.
Mm. And also, I don't really get what animal was the inspiration.
I
Like,
don't
maybe a
think that's a
turtle?
big issue. I kind of like
No.
things where you can't tell the inspiration.
Yeah.
But before I get into
Very
that,
unique.
Cohen, you said you had a lot to say about it?
Yeah, I do.
And what would that be?
I think you can go first.
Alright, so I like this design. Pokemon does a lot of this big design, like this square, big old, tanky monster type design. And I think this one is one of my favorites because it is a square. If you look at the silhouette of it standing straight up, its entire body is pretty much a square with like even a stronger base because of how wide the legs are. So it looks super sturdy and tanky. And the shape language is also very sharp. So I think they got the intent across, which was this tanky beast. They had sharp horns and such with this very sturdy silhouette, to where it just is a square and was stable. And it's like a pyramid almost with how the legs. It's a tripod actually. When you look at it, the two legs and the tail make a tripod, which is the most sturdy shape. I think overall the intent that they were going for with this Pokemon was done really well, because it seems like they were going for a tanky monster, and they got that really, really good. I don't have much to say about the colors. I mean, they're fine. I don't care too much, like Opalia said, for the turquoise inside of the ear, but it's not that bad. I mean, it kind of draws attention to the head, so that's good. All right, what do you have to say, Coen?
Right, so in my opinion, the Nidoking and Nidoqueen lines are like some of the most well executed and creative ones in all of Pokemon. At me, basically the first one, Nidoran. It's literally just a tiny rodent. And that's like cute and nibbly, and you can still see the aggressiveness in his eye. You know, it has a little red eye. Then its evolution begins to get even more aggressive. It gets more spines on it. You can see on the shoulders that it begins to segment a little. And at the final evolution, you have Nidoking and Nidoqueen, which are like these royal apex predators, basically. And I really want to push the royal aspect on this, because I think the colors work really well on it. I mean, purple's a royal color, like literally. So that works. And I don't see many Pokemon or creature designs in general use this shade of purple and get away with it well.
Yeah.
And personally, that shade of blue in the ears, I really like it. It makes me happy. And I mean, with the royal design, like, because it reminds me of like a bit of like royal armor in a way, like knight armor. You can especially see it on the breastplate, and I guess it has a literal codpiece, so that's nice. And I really like the teeth, of course. And I forgot what they're called, but I think it's fun how the first evolution gets one big tooth in front, second one gets two, like at the top jaw, far back into the mouth on both sides, and then the final evolution gets them at the bottom jaw, at the far back on both sides, and a whole bunch of other teeth. And overall, I think this Pokemon looks royal, imposing, and like it could wreck everyone's stuff. And I think that's really well done.
I think you're right about that. It does look for the intention of Nidoking and Royal, it gets that across perfectly. And I think something we forgot to mention is that these Pokemon have intended stats to go along with it, so they have to design based around the stats, which means they had to have a tank like that was big and powerful and intimidating. So they designed around those stats perfectly. Honestly, I think this is one of the better Pokemon designs, not only of Gen 1, but kind of in general.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
What about you, Opalia? What do you think about him?
I'm indifferent about him, honestly. Like, it's okay, but it's not my favorite.
Alright.
So, we can do one more random Pokemon, and then talk about our favorites and least favorites.
Sure.
Wonderful.
So, drum roll, please.
Damn it, it wasn't loud enough. Here, let me give you this one.
Alright, we got Pokemon 96, Drowsy.
Why do I even
so
worry?
close?
What, did you want to talk about Hypno? Oh, Onyx?
No. I just was the whole time like, yeah, I can say the Pokemon after you say the number. And you're like, every time you say the Pokemon.
Oh. I apologize. I forgot it. I keep
It's
forgetting about that.
okay.
Here, you can say it if you'd like.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to anymore.
Okay.
It's okay. I don't
Drowsy, number 96. What do you guys think in general? Good, bad, you like it, don't like it?
Alright, in short, I love it, but it doesn't get its psychic typing across that well.
In short, it traumatized me when I was a child.
Oh no. I feel like Hypno is way more traumatizing though. Drowsy
It's
is
not
like
even
the cute
because
one.
of the original Pokemon. It was because of a short video that was like 16 plus that just randomly came over on the dark side of YouTube. And since then, I just can't see a Drowsy without getting like,
Vietnam flashbacks.
yes. Why is this talk today so much about pee?
I don't know.
Alright, so does anyone have any opinions on why this is good or bad?
Alright, should I go first?
Sure.
I'll talk about it briefly. This time I won't take up all the attention. I think, again, the animal choice is really fun.
1 second. Gina! Okay.
Alright. I think the animal choice is really fun with, like, tapir. I'm not sure if it's called that in English, but like it gets the like its eyes are like a slit, which gets the drowsy. Like it's literally drowsy. You know, it makes you fall asleep. I think that gets it across very well. And like the snout, I love the freaking snout and head shape. And I think it's a really nice balance of colors because it's just basically in short 3 colors, which is the yellow, the brown, and then the pinkish in the mouth, if that even counts.
Yeah, it uses textbook color balance. It has a little bit of brown at the top, a little bit of yellow at the bottom, and then it's perfectly separated in between. So like this is
Exactly.
textbook color balance. And then there's a little bit of pink in the mouth to draw you to there.
Yeah. And I really also like the how the black part is segmented because it's like a wave and you could interpret that as like when you close your eyes it turns into a little wave. And I don't know about you guys, but when I fall asleep, I tend to feel like I'm on a boat or in water where it's like no real gravity in a way.
I
Yeah, I
feel more
feel
like I'm
that.
sinking down into a black hole.
I mean that's also fair. I mean it
Yeah,
is like
sometimes you just like imagine yourself tripping a little too real by mistake and then you jolt up.
Guys,
oh
sinking down into a black hole. It looks like the ocean and it's like a brownish black color.
I mean it works really well.
Yes.
I mean, you only sink into water, right?
Yeah.
So
But
I
I
think...
think
Oh, continue.
yeah, I think this Pokemon really hits every nail except for its typing. It doesn't show the psychic typing as well as its evolution, really. But on the other hand, I do feel like its evolution is a bit of a downer because it loses the brown aspect and it doesn't look like the original animal whatsoever and turns into a goblin.
Right. The Hypno, the evolution after, wouldn't really look like a psychic type either without the little
That's true.
The
clock
pendulum.
thing. But I think this design is very good. Like the design is very good. Now, I have to think
Yes.
about the intention. They want it to they want you to become sleepy, and it says your nose becomes itchy while you are sleeping. It's sure sign that one of these Pokemon is standing above your pillow trying to eat your dream through your nostrils. That is the Pokédex entry. So
Delicious.
does this Pokemon get the idea of dreams and sleep across? To an extent,
does.
I think. Yeah, it's very round and like wavy and like a water drop and like I think all those shapes together of like the water drop and the waves on its belly make it look very dream-esque, like it bounce around and stuff in ways that defy physics. But even more so, the way they drew the nose is super weird and trippy, so it's also more dreamy. The one thing that I question the most about it is it doesn't look like, if I saw this, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's a Dream Eater. I'd be like, oh, it's like a groundhog that digs into the dirt. you know?
Yeah,
Mm.
that's fair.
So I think maybe it's because it looks so happy. Maybe it's because it doesn't have anything signifying actual dreams or anything, but it doesn't quite get across the point.
Psychic and dreams are like extremely abstract concepts that are quite hard to find like symbolic stuff for, you know,
Mm.
Uh-huh.
and hard to get across in a visual medium.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
maybe
true.
if they could have made it more tired instead of so happy.
Maybe some bangs under the eyes would have worked.
Yeah.
It does have a few lines around the eyes, which helps definitely.
Yeah, I think the nose is so well drawn though. I love the design of the nose.
Yeah, I love tapirs as well. So the nose really. What if it had like another brown blackish spot under the eyes that would signify like a
Tiredness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be very good. What do you think about it, Opalia?
Okay, first off, I don't think he should have something under the eye since it's very close to the mouth and that would immediately make attention.
That's true. Depends on how you
Um,
execute it though.
Yeah, I can say, like what you guys said, that he doesn't come across like a psychic type, but then you have to think, does he come across as any other type besides ground? Like, I could only imagine it to be a
Normal?
ground type if. Yeah, but also, like, it's not normal enough to be normal? Like, I don't know if that's.
Poke-assist?
No, it's like, you can tell that he's a tapir, but he's not a normal tapir. So it's
True.
like, yeah. But one design element you guys didn't talk about were like at his feet, right? The black part is like just showing like the toes, right? It kind of reminds me of oversized pajama pants, and that's so
Oh,
adorable.
yeah.
Oh, you're right. That is adorable.
That's great.
Oh, it's so great. But overall, I think it doesn't scream like psychic or dream eater, though the eating part is kind of coming across with its very round and thick design.
Yes.
So
Most
True.
definitely.
It has a fat belly.
it does. And it's such a good boy. But overall, would I say this design is good? Yes. Would I say it's psychic? Probably not.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. It's a cool design, but it doesn't get across the point they wanted to get across with this Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I would hug it though.
Would you guys like to talk about our favorite and our least favorite Pokemon from generation number uno?
Yes, please.
No.
Is that even still a question? Okay, which one do you which one's favorite Pokemon? Jesus, that's such a hard sentence.
Let's start off with you, Opalia. What is your favorite Pokemon?
So my all-time favorite, because I have played with him through the whole first generation, like I leveled him to level 86 and I always used Metronome with him to win against the top 4, was Primeape.
Ah,
Really?
And it's one of my solid favorites to this day.
it's a interesting.
Why
It's
is
a
it-
it's a fun design, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. Like, I honestly see him more as a cute Pokemon than a fighting type of Pokemon.
He looks kind of like he'd be an intense fighter, but at the same time he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, one of the Pokedex entries for this one is that if it can become so angry that its brain explodes. So that's fun. But I feel like I'm going to go over it quickly. I like the pig nose. It looks like a cage fighter, which is really, really well done. I feel like the fur could be simplified a little. Too many little shapes in it, in my
He
opinion.
looks so fluffy.
True, but you could simplify that into bigger chunks. I'm looking at some fan art as well, and I feel like they get it across very well.
Yeah, I think it could be simplified a bit, but what the designers were probably thinking is, we have this fighting Pokemon that's literally a big circle. We need to make him spiky.
That's true.
Also, you know why he's surrounded and spiky? Because he's so explosive and it kind of looks like an explosion.
That works. But then again, I feel like you can simplify that a little.
Yeah, but I also think if it gets too simplified, he looks too round.
That's true.
So it's like this golden middle of you could add more, but if it's more, then it's bad, and if you add less, it's also not good.
So overall, yeah, I think that's a good favorite. I think it's a
Yeah.
really well designed Pokemon, and the color scheme gets across like not
Thank you.
anything extraordinary, just kind of cage fighter esque Pokemon right off
Yeah.
the bat.
I
And I
do.
also think that like the normal fighting type is coming across very good.
I do have a gripe with Gen 1 fighting types that they tend to have just brownish colors and not really anything else.
Yeah, but this time it fits because it's supposed to be a monkey.
That's true. That's fair.
All right, what's your least favorite Pokemon from Gen 1 with Opalia?
Okay, that one was a very hard one since I dislike many. But I think I will go with Jinx.
Oh, I did not expect that. Why is Jinx your least favorite?
Especially in Gen 1. I don't know if
I'm getting League
you...
of Legends results cutting it.
It's JYNX.
Yeah, I get it now. Evil.
The thing is, in Gen 1, I don't even know if you remember that, but she had like fully black skin
Yeah,
and like
I
those
do
big
like.
lips and big eyes, and that was kind of questionable. And overall, I just
Yeah.
don't. I mean, it's supposed to be an ice type, and I can't see anything icy about her.
No, I can't either.
She's a cool drama queen.
But I think the psychic type is kind of fitting. Like she has the
Yeah.
purple going on. She does look more like an opera star. And overall, I just think that her face looks kind of. It looks like Wobbuffet in purple with hands that put on a wig and a dress.
I was about to say the hair looks like a wig. It looks super disconnected.
This is just
Exactly.
Karen. This is just Karen, the Pokemon.
Yeah. And I don't care about Karen.
Damn. Also think it's weirdly human, and that doesn't, and the breast aspect doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
it's-
think about, does this Pokemon actually have breasts? Like,
Or is that a part of its skin?
I bet you DeviantArt could tell us.
No, Coda, no.
We don't go about DeviantArt in this episode.
Later.
Later.
Very
That's
much
for
later.
after the podcast.
Yeah,
Sure,
we shouldn't
Coda.
talk about it.
But yeah, I think Jinx is another case of too much. They didn't know what they wanted to do. There was, why does it look like a wig? What's the deal with the little round things on the elbow? Like, it looks like a future opera singer lady. Like, it looks like too many things. The dress kind of looks almost like Roman, like battle. Like, you know what I'm talking about with like the gold?
Yeah, like Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, more like fire or fighting, but not
Yeah.
ice.
It's just too many things that don't make sense together.
I mean, I guess the kind of futuristic type could fit to the psychic.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's only one futuristic element.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't mesh.
It's
I feel like
pretty
if you segmented parts of this Pokemon and put it, you could just design Pokemon from that. So like you took the armor, you could get like a really cool, sleek-looking, futuristic Pokemon. You took the dress, you could make like one that's not necessarily human, but like I don't know, maybe just give the breast eyes
Yeah.
and turn it into a battle dress Pokemon.
Battle dress. Okay. So that's your favorite and least favorite? Primeape and
Yeah.
Jinx.
I mean, I have multiple favorites and least favorites, but those were like the two most striking ones.
Coda, what's your favorite?
My favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, and this is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, is Lapras.
Oh yes.
Oh, I love Lapras. Oh, it's so good. It's also on my list, Coda.
I forgot it existed, but I love it.
It is so well designed. It's meant to be a sea creature transport that carries people.
Mhm.
And as soon as I see it, I'm like, someone could ride on that shell. That little nook in
Yeah.
its neck and its shell is so perfect for riding. And like all the things you can grab onto on its shell is not only great design, but looks like transport. So it got the intention across perfectly. And the little ear things are so beautiful. The spirals.
You could say it's caring.
Wait, what?
You could say it's caring.
Ugh.
Well,
Editing.
Opalia has been cancelled from the podcast now.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the second episode in a row we've just been like, Opalia, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we
We're
only need to make
replacing-
fun of Coda. Sorry.
Curry.
Kellogg's.
We've done it.
But
Oh,
I think Lapras it's so elegant and beautiful, and I'm biased because water type is like my favorite type.
isn't Lapras water ice?
I believe so. Lapras is water ice. And I think it does get that across pretty well, even though you wouldn't immediately think ice. The way the shell is kind of resembles icebergs and whatever. It's more coral, but at the same time, knowing it's ice doesn't off-put me. Unlike knowing Jinx is ice, you're like, what?
Yeah.
This one,
What?
ice, you're like, yeah, I see it.
Also-
I see it. Sorry.
I just saw I just found something on a Dutch website, which is basically a big inflatable Lapras for 630 USD.
Worth it.
Really? Send me the link. I'll send you a picture of my new big inflatable Lapras for 600 USD tomorrow.
Oh, that's quick.
Also, guys, I think especially the shape language is very great. Like overall, everything is rounded, and it has like a lot of squares on the rounded squares on the shell,
Yeah.
and also the normally very triangular horn it has on the middle of the head is also rounded, so it looks overall very friendly and approachable.
Yeah, it's friendly and sturdy with all the squares, which is perfect for riding. You want to ride things that are both friendly and sturdy.
I hope your car is friendly.
I don't know. He's mean to me now and then, but I think he's just joking around, you know. It's just our relationship.
Coen, you shouldn't have sent that.
Oh, did you actually... You sent a link to the inflatable Lapras?
Oh,
I
it's so
want
good! Welcome to teleshopping.
Oh,
with,
that is giant. Oh, I want to ride it. Look at it.
What a weird sentence. It's actually $277 to $582.
Oh, that's actually pretty well made by the looks of it.
Coda's going to use this to travel to Europe.
Yeah,
No.
you guys are gonna be outside, and then all of a sudden you look into the ocean and you see a giant Lapras coming your way.
Alright. You
But
can
you
edit
won't be
this out
able to.
later.
Coen,
You can
you
edit
won't-
this out later because this people listening to this won't get it, but I imagine Coda just going across the sea. First just grabbing Sai from Scotland and making him go on board, then move over to London. And then he has a Scottish and a British boy on his Lapras back. Then he moves over to me. And then I hop on, and then we just scrape across the pavement, moving to Opalia's land-bound country. And then we finally arrive, and we're like, hey, this thing cost a lot. It's damage beyond repair.
Just scrape
you know
across
that there are
the
like rivers right next to me, you know?
Shh! Don't ruin my joke.
Coen, this website is all in Dutch. I don't know how to order it.
Dude,
That's that's good because you shouldn't.
I
I'll
can
figure out a
translate
way
it.
to order this. Google Translate time.
Yay.
We should continue with the episode, guys.
Yes. Coda, what's your least favorite Pokemon?
My least favorite is both in this evolutionary line I think are awful. And that is Electrode and Voltorb.
Oh yes.
Yes, those are so... Like, they took
Do you know the numbers?
199, I believe. No, 100 and 101.
I wanted to say 99 would be a little
Like-
bit late.
Like, on paper. Let me just read this to you on paper. It's a electric Pokemon that disguises itself as a Pokeball and explodes. That is an awesome concept. What did they do with it? They took a Pokeball, they removed the little fun mechanical thing, and they added eyes. And with the evolution, they made the eyes more mischievous, they added the mouth, and they swapped the colors. Come on, that's just a wasted opportunity.
It's such
Also-
a wasted opportunity.
Also, Electrode kind of got that main character in an anime I like face going on.
Yeah, do you mean Voltorb?
No, the one
Voltorb's
with the white on top.
got the anti-hero face
Alright.
going on.
Oh yeah.
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 He's like, I gotta catch all the Pokemon. Ha!
Voltorb's like Kakarot.
Can we just get Coda to dub all of DBZ? I would watch that.
Also, because of the line in the middle, like under the eyes, he looks highly stressed. He's just like,
Yeah.
which I think is like, he looks so stressed. Poor Pokeball boy.
I think let's get to the bottom of why this is such a bad design, and I think that's comes down to one thing.
It's so bland.
So bland. There's nothing recognizable, iconic. Like, look at the silhouette, right? Most Pokemon, when you give them just their silhouette, look awesome. You can immediately identify, just like the Who's That Pokemon game. You can immediately identify them by the silhouette. But if you take Voltorb's silhouette, you're like, I mean, it's a ball.
Yeah.
But at least you would recognize it as Voltorb.
In the context of Pokemon, if I were to see its silhouette outside of the context of Pokemon, I'd be like, what?
It's a Jigglypuff from above.
Also, the worst part, both Pokemon not like attack self-destruction, and they always use it. So annoying.
Opalia's going on a rant.
No, I hate that attack. You know how many times I have lost like a Pokemon in a Nuzlocke because they were like,
Yeah,
oh,
this
this
is a
was like
rant.
self-destruction. Let me just destroy a Pokemon while destroying myself, which is totally useless.
Kamikaze.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like the only reason these Pokemon are well known is because
They look like the Pokeball.
they look like the Pokeball and they're known for being bland, you know?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
design has no interest. And here's the deal. I feel like Electrode looks like the pre-evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they did everything wrong.
Like, he got the colors wrong. You would think that if he evolved, the color scheme would get more accurate towards a Pokeball.
Yeah. Not only that, but his eyes are so simple in the first one, he looks more friendly, and Pokemon tend to get more intense and powerful. The second one looks much more powerful.
True.
I don't know. Have you seen wheezing and coughing?
This, guys, let me read the Pokédex entry. Height, 1 foot 8 inches. Weight, 22 pounds. Gender, unknown. Category, ball.
I mean, you could assume that it's male.
Also, I think, like, for example, with the Ghastly line, like, Gengar seems very approachable and cute. I would hug that thing.
Yes.
With the Ghastly line. Mentions Gengar. Oh wait, that is... Edit it out. I'm a Pokemon scrub. Gosh dang it. I was thinking about coughing again. You
Coughing
ever
is
just...
not quite in the Gengar line.
You guys
Sure.
ever just think about coughing and wheezing?
All the time. Every day.
That's my spirit Pokemon.
Fantastic.
Anyways.
But yeah,
really-
I think the reason these are so bad is really just how bland they are. They add nothing,
Yeah.
they are nothing, and they're a wasted concept.
Like,
Jeez,
think
Coda.
about this. Imagine if they kept the middle metal ridge and it could open up and there would just be a huge row of teeth in there.
Oh,
Like,
that'd
I'm
be
biased.
so
so
much more
stupid.
fun.
That would
But
be
it'd be more
wonderful.
fun.
Yeah, it would look stupid, but in a positive way, it would just be derpy.
I feel
I
like
know
that'd be a
that.
beloved Pokemon, unlike Voltorb and the
And give it
other
like
one.
give it like one eye where the circle on the Pokeball ridge would be.
Yes. Coen, you've just
Yeah.
made a
Yes.
better design than the Pokemon team in 2 seconds.
Yeah, if we had like this the budget of a subjectively video, we could draw these out. Except I'm not good at the Pokemon style.
Coen, you're up. What
Yes.
are your favorite and least favorite Pokemon of Gen 1 and why?
Alright, my favorite Pokemon is Genghis-Khan. It is
The
the
kangaroo?
151
15.
Pokemon. 15.
Yes, why is it your favorite?
Because it takes the concepts it wants and it just does a really good job at them, and I feel like it's very unique. And there's a conspiracy theory that it's connected to Cubone, and I think that's pretty cool. Gonna
Oh,
lie.
I've heard that. It's
It's sad. I also really like Cubone, but like look Cubone in a way.
Marowak though,
Marowak.
Alolan Marowak is so cool.
Yes, Alola
Yeah.
Marowak is one of the only fire Pokemon that I love. Like, I
But, like-
got one, and I was happy.
It takes a kangaroo and it turns it into a reptile, which sounds a bit strange on paper, but it looks great here. And the baby in the belly is so cute. Cute? Yes, I can pronounce cute. Cute. And it's like a big mama taking care of a little baby by being an extreme badass. And then there's the mega evolution, which makes the baby.
It's so cute.
It's fantastic. And I really like the kind of like football player design on it with like the
Oh
pads
yeah, I can see
and
that.
helmet thingy on it. And I really like the hands and limbs in general. And the
Yeah.
head shape. The head design and head shape.
I
Really
also love Pokemon with unique functions. Like the baby, if in the anime, it would have to protect that baby, when it's fighting. That's a unique function.
Yeah.
It's interesting, no other Pokemon has a baby in its belly. So I love Pokemon that have functions like that, unlike two certain Pokemon I know.
I mean, they have a function. It's
But
just
it's
poorly executed.
plain.
Their only function is to frustrate you.
Yes. Would you like me to read the Pokédex entry, because sometimes Pokemon entries just use little terms that you're like, wow, this is a kid's game?
Yeah.
The Pokédex entry is, if you come across young Kangaskhan playing by itself, you must never disturb or attempt to catch it. The baby Pokemon's parent will be sure to be in the area, and it will become violently enraged at you.
Yes.
Don't make that fella mad.
Nope.
Trainer catches baby. BFG division starts playing.
Why do I hear boss music?
Why do I hear boss music? Fantastic. But what are you guys' thoughts on Kangaskhan?
I already said, I think just the fact that it has this unique function is very good, and the fact that it was so well executed, because the baby's this little round, tiny, defenseless thing, and it's this big, scary square.
Yeah.
Like with all the big Pokemon in the original generation, they gave them the tripod. They gave them 2 sturdy legs and a tail that rested on the ground to make them look sturdy. So
Yeah.
I think the stable mama and the tiny defenseless baby is a good mix. And once again, textbook color balance. Like the way they have
Yeah.
the ears.
God damn it, I wanted to talk about that.
All right, you can talk about the color balance.
Thank you. So I think it's very great how the colors are like managed in this, because mostly it's like brown and this yellowish tone, but then your eyes are getting like pulled towards the baby and the eyes of the mama, and the mouth obviously, because those 3 colors are like the least occurrent on the whole picture, also like the grayish black in the eyes of the baby. So you pretty much first see the baby and like that yellow body. It's also like a purplish tone, so it's perfectly like balanced with the yellow. But also then you go up to the mouth, where it's like a big splotch of pink, and then you see the eye, which is like a small splotch of red. So you are kind of getting drawn to the baby and the eyes, which is very important character design, I think.
Yeah, your eye flows all the way up the character.
Yes.
Another thing I really love about Kangaskhan is again that Kangaskhan, Cubone, and Marowak kind of look like the same species, if not subspecies of each other, and they
Yeah.
both have to do with like mothers. And you
Yeah.
could see it as like if the mother gets killed, but the baby survives, it turns into a Cubone, and I think that's really sad. But also like really
Cubone's
cool.
story is extremely sad.
Yeah,
A lot of Pokemon lore just all of a sudden, like the Drowsy eating dreams out of your nostrils. You're just like, what?
it eats my dream snot. What?
Not my snot.
Not my snot.
Kind of disgusting if you think about it.
Yeah.
Also, like overall, it's like a very strong Pokemon.
Yeah, I think remember Graveler, how I said I didn't like the fact that there was just a bunch of random designs, like a bunch of random rock placements. I think this also has the random kneecap things, but it does it right because it has other things to go along with it and it doesn't overdo it.
It also kind
Yeah.
of gives that feeling of like armor or like, protection.
Protection.
Yeah, giving it bigger shoulders and protecting the legs.
Exactly, and protection is overall like a big theme of that Pokemon since it's protecting its small baby.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, Coen, what is your least favorite Pokemon in Generation 1?
Seal. Seel.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's so bland.
I personally think its evolution, Dugong, is worse.
Yeah, but like, it has a more unique name in a way.
Yeah.
But like, I'm talking about both here because they're so bland. They're literally. At least this one has like a differently colored snout. Dugong just. Like, Dugong has better shapes.
Yeah, this Dugong has better shapes. This one's shapes are confusing. Even not talking about shape language, like just looking at the Pokemon, it's just odd. It's confusing. Like, why is its tail sticking up like that?
It does look kind of like a fountain, so that works in a way. But and again, it's just a seal with a horn on its head and some tusks.
But dude, he got that pug face. Like he looks like a dog.
We're talking about design, not about cuteness, Opalia.
Well, the face is a design then.
Yeah, the face is not that bad. The face is fine, but the body of Seal is not good.
Yeah, I can see that's very like normal. But considering that we had literal balls, it's kind of a step up.
Yeah,
That's
this
true.
is a step up, but at the same time, Pokemon I'm seeing in Gen 1 used a lot of one color for like bodies and stuff. So like a lot of the bodies kind of look bland. All the attention was put into the face, so you just have this solid mass of white for this body, and it's really boring and honestly not fun to look at.
I feel like they came on later on with Spiel, which is like spherical, and Seal, and I think that one's like infinitely better.
Spheal is so much better. And then Walrein, is that its final evolution? Is awesome.
Yeah. Technically.
Walrein isn't its final evolution. From
What is?
Seal?
No, for Spheal.
Oh, they're so similar. I'm sorry, I can't hear a difference.
Jeez, Opalia, did you hear Seal when I said Spheal? How dare you?
It's literally the same.
Blocked?
Blocked. But Dugong, I think, has a worse face. It's literally just a seal face with two little tusks.
Then I can't get over Seal's name. It's just Seel.
Seal.
It's just Seal. Like, at least with Drowsy. Drowsy, like, the Pokemon, like, it's spelled a lot differently. They didn't just change one letter, you know?
Also, the way they spell drowsy isn't a word. Seel is a word.
Yeah.
Exactly. Also, like the German and the Japanese name are. The Japanese one is Pabu, and the German one is Europe, which I think is much better.
The German name of Seal is Europe.
No, Jurob.
Still think that's funny.
So, I think we went over enough Pokemon to say, what do you guys think of Gen 1 as a whole? Like, what are some things they did right in a lot of the designs and some things they did wrong?
So many iconic designs. Like,
Yeah.
when I had to think of one that I really, really enjoy, I was like, well, I can't do this.
And every time I look back at them, I just have more respect for them because they're just so rock solid.
Also, like the first generation, it's like going first in like a competition, for example. Like, they don't have any critique from before. They had to work without critique from others, like from the outside world. And I think from that on, they did a good job. But one thing, God damn it, Voltorb and Electrode. Worst designs would never use again.
Yes,
0 out of 10.
I think Gen 1 took a lot of inspiration from real world and didn't even edit things that much. Like, you know, they were like drew a bat but gave it a big mouth, you know?
They did give a good twist to all of them.
That's what I was about to say. like with Pidgey, it just looks like a bird. You know, it's just a type of bird that you might even see somewhere in real life with a little bit with some slight creature design exceptions. With like the redness and on Pidgeot and stuff. But really, to make a design of just a bird and still make it iconic, that's a sign of a really good design.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I have one last question to you guys. Which starter would you have chosen from Gen 1?
Bulbasaur,
no.
all the way.
Bulbasaur. Yeah, same here. Bulbasaur's best boy.
Yes.
I mean, but like the final evolutions, I feel like Venusaur is the least cool in a way.
I love Venusaur. How dare
Like
you?
his concept is really cool, but I don't like his.
Well, I don't like
flatness.
Charizard because he literally just looks like a dragon.
Yeah, but he's a cool dragon with spikes.
No, he's just a dragon. Also, he's kind of overused.
That's
Don't
true.
And Blastoise is
But
decent.
yeah,
It's just a turtle with like cannons.
I really
in its
do.
shell.
I would have chosen Bulbasaur. I did always choose Bulbasaur when I played
Same.
Pokemon Tower Defense.
I think I will ask this question every generation because it's interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be an 8-part series. Have fun, guys.
Yep, by the time we get to the 8th part, though, the 9th generation's probably going to be out.
Yeah.
Don't expect too
And
many
we'll-
episodes of this in the next few weeks.
And Opalia will be a famous Twitch e-girl, and Coda will be an animator.
Why Opalia?
E-girl?
Twitchy girl.
I was drinking, that's why it took so long.
Making a joke.
Well, you heard it here first. Apalia's dream is to be an e-girl.
It's not my dream! Though I do like to do
What are you about to
Twitch
say, Opalia?
streams.
What are you?
I hope it isn't streamed.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah. I
I wanted to say Twitch streams.
Sure.
All right, Opalia.
No, I mean...
We got it. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you subscribed it. Hey.
That's
Be
wrong.
sure to watch some of our other episodes. We make
I'm not an
these-
e-girl.
We make these weekly. Opalia's an e-girl. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Nice. Also, remember how I was getting water earlier?
No.
Now I need to go back because toilet. You best cut this out, Coda. I don't want my piss history in the episode.
Ew! I blew into my straw and it fully came into my face. That doesn't sound
Alright. As long as you edit the
Piss
first part out. Piss history is pretty good thing to add at the end. Not gonna lie.